Good morning, esteemed students of 6th grade. Mr. Bruce again. For your language arts classes for me this year, your homework each day will be one section of a Wordly Wise packet. And you may be familiar with this from your elementary school. We're actually going to be using the 5th grade packet as a review for the first few weeks. And I will be printing up, for those of you who don't have a way to do your homework online at home or a smartphone, I will be printing up packets for those of you who need them, and they will be due every Friday. But the expectation in a few weeks, guys and gals, will be that you're able to do your homework online and turn it in digitally. So let's get started. I'm going to always use Google Drive for where you go get your homework, and I'm always going to use Dropbox for where you turn in your homework this year. And you'll see those two icons in the lower right-hand corner of our screen today. So I'm just going to start by going to get your homework. Let's say it's Monday. And so I'll go right into Google Drive, and you'll notice that our third folder over is Wordly Wise. It says grade 5, and there is another Wordly Wise for grade 6 that we'll use later in the year. But for Wordly Wise grade 5, we'll just tap on that folder, and you'll notice that all 20 lessons of grade 5 Wordly Wise will open up. We're going to start with lesson 1 at the beginning, and if you'll notice, if you tap this folder, it will open up lesson 1. Now, even if you've done this last year, it's been a year since you've learned these words. Some of you may know them very well. So just as a review, and just so you're able to pass your test, we will be beginning with lesson 1, grade 5. Next thing I want to do to bring this, now this is already in your drive, but you need to work with it, do something with it. So what I'm going to have you do is bring it onto your iPad in an annotation app. So to do that, I'm going to tap Information, and I'm going to tap our Open In icon. And I'm also going to tap that Open In icon that appears one more time. So if you'll notice, the Open In icon gives us some choices, and these are apps that are loaded up on each iPad. Now my favorite annotation app is Note. It's called Metamoji Note, and that should be on everyone's iPad at this point. If it isn't, we'll default to another one. And I'm going to add it as a new note. So I'm going to leave that default and click Done. And it's just going to bring your homework right into this application. So then you will want to choose a pen color, and you're all familiar with how to pinch out and pinch in on an iPad device. And please write your name. My example will be Mr. Bruce. And then I'd like you to, as we go through the words in class, you can choose a highlighter and annotate. If you would follow along with me, I'll ask you to do this. And then in your next page, if you go down to the very bottom left-hand corner, you'll notice that you can go to page 2 and go to page 3 and so forth. Now, it takes practice, boys and girls, to write neatly on an iPad screen. So I would recommend that everyone zoom in, and it'll make things much, much neater. So I won't go through the examples with you, but you can choose a pen color that's blue or black. Red is reserved for me and my comments. And so you know how to do Wordly Wise. You basically want to match up what your answers are and write. I'm going to ask you to write each new sentence for, say, for example, Monday night. So that's how you do your homework then. And then if you will, when you're ready to turn it in, you will notice an up icon, and we're going to send to application. And we'll tap that. I want you to send your homework that you complete each week as a PDF. Now, I may ask that you turn it in separately, so you may choose the current page option, which would just be Monday afternoon, just so I can check. You can turn in your current page, or Tuesday morning, turn in your current page, or I might have you on Friday do all pages. It just depends. I'm going to select the all pages example. Let's say it's Thursday, and you're ready to turn this in. I'm going to tap Send. Now, where we got our documents in Google Drive, now we're going to be sending our documents to Open in Dropbox. Dropbox is accessed the same way Google Drive is. Our username is steamgrade6@gmail.com, and our password is bruceroom703. So rather than turn it in just to Dropbox, I'll have you tap Dropbox. I'll have you choose a different folder, and I will have a folder marked Turn in Wordly Wise for each week. So I will create a folder right now, and I'm going to name it Turn in Wordly Wise, so you can see how I do this. And I'm going to create that folder. And then what you want to do is choose that folder to turn in your homework, and you want to click you'll want to rename, and this is very important, guys and gals, I almost forgot this. You will need to rename your Wordly Wise as your first name, last initial. So if my name is Joe Student, I would rename this as J Student. And then I would then save in Turn in Wordly Wise folder. So you'll see that loading up. So when I go to look at this on Friday afternoon or the weekend, and I'm looking over your Wordly Wise to see that you've done it correctly, I will be giving you a grade in Jupyter Grades, and I will be putting this back into your personal folder. So that's it.